Here's how you can lose 10, 30, or even 50 pounds of body fat in a matter of just months with our 3-phase body transformation process, the metabolic makeover method. And this is without, by the way, having to rely on eating extremely low calories year round, working out 6 or more days a week in the gym, feeling drastically lower energy, or having to deal with a slow metabolism, hormonal issues, or constant bloating. And in fact, this process will actually improve all of those health markers if they're not exactly where they need to be. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to prime your metabolism, balance your hormones, eliminate bloat and constipation, have more consistent and natural energy levels, lose every pound of stubborn fat you want off your body, and ultimately make certain that this is a sustainable and permanent change. And just so we don't waste any time, this video is for the women who are tired of their body not reflecting the self-motivated, career-driven, and growth-oriented person that they truly are. Women who are ready to relentlessly pursue becoming the best version of themselves and know that their body and health are key to unlocking their full potential. So this is not for you if you're okay with just getting by, being mediocre, wasting more time not being fully confident in your body, or you're not open-minded to the idea that there is in fact a solution and that you're not a snowflake. If you have a victim mindset, you can click off this video because we don't want to waste any of your time. Instead, you can go watch my content on YouTube or Instagram to learn more before coming back here. Now, you've most likely tried other quick fixes and restrictive diets like keto, intermittent fasting, carb cycling, or something similar to Weight Watchers or Optivia, or even other coaches, and it simply just didn't pan out for you, at least not in the long term, because let's be real, if it did, you likely would not be here. But that's okay, because most of the people that watch my content, including myself, have been through the same exact cycle years ago. The real reason why those past attempts didn't work is because who the hell can go longer than a couple of months max without eating carbs, following a strict meal plan, or only the clock telling you when you can eat? They're essentially setting you up to fail from the start, because what do you do if you're traveling for work, going on vacation, or you enjoy social time out to dinner with friends? These methods also don't address your adaptive metabolism, which we'll get into, hormonal health, or individual differences that exist between all of us. So you're left worse than when you started, with a slower metabolism, constantly thinking about your next cheat day, feeling like a failure for not being able to stick with it, and ultimately gaining all the weight back and some. For that exact reason, we operate differently by approaching body transformation in phases, which produces better results with less effort and in less time, while most importantly, assuring the weight doesn't come back on. This is the #1 reason why in America, we have such a lopsided statistic that 90% of people who lose weight regain it all back. We are quite literally the country that loses the most weight per year and also gains the most weight per year. So in order to avoid that, we must approach body transformation in these exact 3 phases. At this point, you probably think it's impossible to lose pounds and pounds of fat without starving yourself, hours on hours in the gym with extra cardio, having no social life, and not being able to satisfy your sweet tooth guilt-free. And to be completely frank, most people do, including myself when I got started on the right path. But don't just take it from me. Katie didn't believe that this was possible either, given she had been so defeated, gaining and losing the same 5 pounds, eating nearly 1,300 calories, and felt like she was starving. But through our 3 phases, she lost 42 pounds, wore a 2-piece bikini for the first time in 10 years, and was able to restore her calories up to 2,400. Stacy also believed when she hit 50, weight loss was no longer in the cards for her. Everything she had done in the past was no longer working. She lost 60 pounds, all while never giving up many date nights and traveling at least once a month. And Anya, who lost over 20 pounds after being in such a plateau for 2 years, even though she had been restricting calories and working with a functional doctor. And real quick, before we dive into exactly how we did that, I want to share why I'm super passionate about all of this. My own weight loss journey started, as most do, with a very restrictive diet. I did keto for an entire year. I lost 45 pounds and then realized I couldn't not eat carbs forever and gained all the weight back plus some. But I remained dedicated to my fitness and weight loss journey and found myself wanting to take it a step further and compete in a bikini competition. In the years following my competition, being the high achiever that I am, I was committed to staying as lean as possible by, unfortunately, any means necessary, meaning tons of cardio, not giving my body any rest, and remaining at restrictive calories. Eventually, I started dealing with things like losing my period for over 2 years, constipation and bloating, chronic fatigue, no matter how much I slept, sometimes that being 9 hours, how much caffeine I had weight gain, and nearly everything in between. What had always worked to lose weight and build muscle in the past simply wasn't cutting it anymore. And in fact, I felt like I was continuing to look and feel worse. That's when my eyes were open to the idea that the traditional weight loss advice of simply eating less and moving more will only get you so far until it backfires and wreaks havoc on your metabolism, internal health, and ability to keep the weight off effortlessly long term. All right, let's dive into the specifics of what our 3 phases look like so you can walk away from this video with full clarity to take massive action to lose the weight for good, transform your metabolism, and finally feel confident and unstoppable in your own skin. So most women don't ever take the time to truly assess whether their body's in fat storing mode or fat burning mode, which results in tirelessly running their body into the ground just to stay stuck in losing and gaining the same 5 to 10 pounds. Instead, we need to establish what your true baseline needs are, which is why we partnered with a leading integrative healthcare company to take your results to the next level with a completely bio-individualized approach. As a part of our onboarding process, you'll complete a simple at-home stress, mood, and metabolism test. This test provides in-depth insights into your hormone pathways, metabolic function, and overall health, helping us to uncover exactly what might be holding you back. Whether it's high cortisol, low thyroid function, or other imbalances, this test ensures we're addressing the root cause, not just the surface level symptoms. You'll then have a consult with a certified integrative healthcare practitioner to review your test results and receive a personalized wellness plan. This plan is designed to complement your custom nutrition and fitness plan, so we're aligning every part of your body to work together for optimal results. By integrating this step into our process, we're able to go beyond the surface level coaching and truly tailor your program to your unique biology. It's no longer just about workouts or calorie counting. It's about understanding your body on a deeper level so you not only see amazing results, but also feel your absolute best every step of the way. This is just one piece to the puzzle of what makes our approach so effective. We then know what the best decision is and whether to attack fat loss head on or go into phase 1B, which I'll get into here in a minute. In 50% of cases, we can go into some fat loss right off the bat by removing the guesswork and simply providing you with the correct fat loss framework, including your custom calorie requirements, the correct strength training and cardio regimen, and foundational habits to support fat loss, while also closely monitoring how your body reacts to this. However, for the other 50% of the women we work with who are already eating very low calorie, those who have been dieting on and off for years or even decades, or those who are battling hormonal and metabolic issues from the start, your metabolism needs our attention, and now is not the time to push for more fat loss. This will cause you to feel even more burnout, lower energy levels, having to eat little to nothing just to see a single pound be lost, and worsen relationship with food. Skipping this is why most women believe that accomplishing fat loss is absolutely miserable, because it is when you're up against a slow metabolism. Phase 1B is our metabolic priming phase. This right here is the reason why most diets don't work, or at least they're never sustainable long term. No one takes the time to prime their metabolism. Much like what I mentioned above, if we are only ever in a season of fat loss, you'll find over time your body becomes unresponsive and the weight is harder to lose and never stays off. The whole focus of this phase is to assess and fix the underlying pieces of your health and even your mindset that may be preventing us from achieving your dream body. So if you're eating low calories and not losing any weight, if you're only ever thinking about your next cheat day, if you're struggling to fall or stay asleep, if you wake up exhausted and depend on caffeine, if you're only pooping 3 to 4 times a week, yes, we go there. And if your period is debilitating or you have no idea when it's coming anymore, you do not need another diet. In fact, it's the last thing that you need. So in this metabolic priming phase, we'll hone in on these pieces. First, we have to restore your calorie intake and remove the stressor off your body because, especially as a female, low calories for an extended period of time is viewed as a threat to your body. But the key here is we need to take it slowly and watch how your body takes the calories. When done correctly, over the course of about 3 to 4 months, you'll notice that your calories are 50 to 80% higher than what they were to start without having gained excess body fat, and while finally having natural energy levels and less cravings. Just like Allie, who started with a poor relationship with food, losing and gaining the same few pounds, only eating 1,600 calories or less a day. After metabolic priming, she's eating over 2,100 calories and she's lost 30 pounds while having 2 to 3 meals out with friends per week. We also want to dial in on the correct training split in this phase. 2 to 4 days a week of strength training, depending on your time constraints and your goals, is plenty. When we finally fuel your body with the right amount of food, your strength and energy in the gym goes up and you'll start to gain lean muscle. If there is hormonal or gut health issues, this is the best time to address it when we don't have the extra stress of low calories and over-exercising. You'll find that most improvements are made from eating more whole foods and balanced meals throughout the day, learning to better cope and remove stress in your life, better sleep quality, and an exercise routine that doesn't tax your body, but rather strengthens it. Before working with us, Kate was reliant on stool softeners and fiber pills while feeling like a slave to intermittent fasting. She now has optimal digestion without the Band-Aid solution, and she's able to eat 2,300 calories while looking better than ever. Plus, you're finally able to break free from the dieting mindset and have flexibility within your meals and not feel guilty enjoying sweets or going out to eat. So you can say things like this.
One of the things that really attracted me to you guys was that it's a lifestyle. People are like, oh, what diet are you on? I'm like, I'm not on a diet.
All of these shifts in your nutrition and lifestyle combined lights your metabolism on fire and turns your body back into a fat burning machine. So losing body fat becomes much more effortless, like it really should be. The best part is, even though fat loss isn't necessarily the main focus of this phase, it often happens as a byproduct. Now we're ready for phase 2, which is our final fat loss phase. Now that your body is in homeostasis and in a fully responsive state, we're ready to turn on the furnace and head into a targeted fat loss phase. Truthfully, fat loss isn't rocket science. We're not doing anything revolutionary. It just feels that way when you prime your metabolism first. You know how men are able to just simply stop drinking soda or take out the rice out of their lunch and they lose 30 pounds? Now you'll be able to relate. The extra walks and tweaks made to your portions will have a positive impact on your body, and your body will actually respond as it should. The amazing thing about this go around is you won't have to question why what you're doing isn't working. You won't be frustrated that you should be seeing better results for the amount of work that you are putting in, because you'll be consistently leaning out and dropping pounds of stubborn body fat while eating more food than you have in the past, keeping in the foods that you love, still saying yes to a ladies' night out, and not having to dread every workout. Even better is, as you're losing weight, you're actually looking more toned and defined rather than just skinny because you have more muscle. This fat loss phase will ultimately make you wonder why you ever approach fat loss any differently. It'll make you question what sorcery is happening that's causing you to lose weight with less effort, and the pair of jeans that you haven't touched in years will start fitting like a glove. You'll gladly get in all the photos without thinking of how to position your arm to make it look smaller. You'll be happy to go shopping with your daughter or your girlfriends because the dressing room is no longer a torture chamber. I've been there before. And you'll finally look in the mirror and be proud of what you see. Just like Lindsay, who lost over 20 pounds doing at-home workouts and simply walking in her neighborhood while never eating less than 1,500 calories a day. And Faye, who lost over 50 pounds with Crohn's and PCOS while juggling being a mom of 5 and working 2 full-time jobs. And Griselle, who completely changed her lifestyle and finally dropped the stubborn belly fat around her midsection that was so difficult to get off. Once we've lost the body fat, it's time to step into phase 3, our lifestyle integration phase. The biggest issue with most people isn't necessarily getting the result in the first place, it's actually learning how to keep the result so it never comes back on. Again, most weight loss solutions are designed to set you up for failure long term. What do you do if you stop following the strict meal plan? What do you do when you want to come off Ozempic or a GLP-1? What do you do when you don't want to count points anymore? Essentially, what's the plan after you've achieved the result? Like, truly, get real with yourself for a moment. Have you ever actually been provided with the tools or the knowledge to ensure that this is a lifelong solution? Unfortunately, the common path forward is either you lose steam, burn out, and you go back to old eating habits, which leads to regaining all the weight and some, or you end up feeling like a slave to the process that got you there in the first place and end up with a high maintenance body. One of the key components here is to again reestablish more sustainable maintenance calories after the intentional decrease of them through the fat loss focus phase. We need to walk your calories back up to a place where when you go out to eat, have drinks when you want, or go on vacation and have a higher calorie day, which is inevitable, your metabolism is built to handle it and you don't gain the 5 pounds overnight, or worse, slowly add the weight back in a matter of just months. The goal here is once our calories are at a maintainable level, usually for most clients this tends to fall between 1,700 and 2,500 calories, transition away from tracking and more to an intuitive and mindful eating approach. We make sure that the amount of workouts and training and daily activity you're doing is also realistic and maintainable. This way, it's a true lifestyle and you don't have to be consumed by the numbers or constantly relying on tracking things for the rest of your life, because that is also not sustainable. You now have a new body through all of the work that you put in, and most importantly, the confidence and knowledge to maintain it so you never regain the weight back or fall into the old habits that were keeping you stuck in the first place. You're able to permanently live guilt-free, never stressed about food, having to track meticulously forever, or rely on myself or any other coach again because you have the know-how. Kathy is living proof of the transformation that's possible through the metabolic makeover method, even at the age of 60. And Cassie, who drastically changed her body composition, is now able to enjoy consistent date nights with her partner completely guilt-free. And Stacy, who wore a 2-piece bikini for the first first time in her entire life after experiencing this transformation. You are capable of creating incredible results that can last long term because it was never you that was the failure. It was the process that was failing you. In health and fitness, there are 1,000 ways to get results, but only one is truly suited for you. And that's likely what brought you here today. By approaching your journey like this in phases, which adapts to suit your specific lifestyle and makes things cohesive without them being restrictive, it's the best way for you to get there and ultimately sustain your result. It is the last solution you'll need to get your breakthrough transformation, so you'll never have to do it again. So if you're a woman who identifies as being a leader, having a growth-oriented mindset, being disciplined, and you're ready to take action, and you're looking to lose between 10 and 50 pounds of body fat in 6 to 12 months without having to spend all of your free time at the gym doing cardio, eating 1,300 calories or less, being limited to only eating chicken, broccoli, or bland foods, or follow a system that tells you everything you can't do, then book in a call where we'll go over your current situation, what's working and what's not working, where you want to go, and whether it's a good fit on both sides. So look, there's really 2 directions we can go from here. Option 1, you take all of this information that I presented to you today and try it for yourself. You invest the time and energy into testing it with the hope that it works seamlessly, but also risking that you waste more time. Or option 2, we hop on a call and discuss how we can shortcut all of that and only give you what you need based on what we know for certain works from our expertise and working with the thousands of clients we've served already. Custom built to suit your needs so you can get a flatter stomach, more muscle tone, and wake up with natural energy in a matter of months instead of potentially taking another few years to figure this all out for yourself. In addition to the multiple months or even decades you've already spent trying to crack the code. So if that sounds like you and you are 100% sure that you want to take option 2 so you can get to your results easier, faster, and with complete clarity and confidence that you're doing the right thing, then go ahead and book a call below. And I'll leave you with this. The average American retires at 64 and only lives to be on average 76. Over 50% will spend those golden years dealing with obesity and other health issues and relying on dozens of prescription medications. So after working your butt off for 45 plus years to finally enjoy your life, most are spending just 12 years in poor health, restricted by age and illness. So if you're wise enough to invest in your retirement, make sure you are wise enough to invest in your health along the way. So again, you can find the link below to book in a call with our team, and we look forward to chatting with you very soon.